Hello everyone. Today here we are at Traceability and Authentication Forum 2025. We are with Mr. Sandip. Hello sir. Thank you for joining us. So before getting into the whole interaction thing, would you like to give a brief introduction about your company and yourself as well?
Yeah, thank you. So I'm Sandip Hazra. I'm a director in PwC India. As you know, PwC India is a large organization, one of the big four. It's 150 plus years old organization. So very much authentic organization and very much trustworthy organization in the world. And I'm part of advisory practice, and I majorly look after the e-commerce, digital implementation and Adobe competency. So a lot of implementation of us demands understanding of traceability, understanding of authenticity of the products, because I deal with the digital commerce platforms, which is having 30% counterfeit products. So that is brief about me.
Okay. So counterfeiting is now a rising threat in each and every sector.
Yeah.
So how counterfeiting is hampering your industry particularly? Would you like to give a highlight about that?
Absolutely. As I look after this e-commerce industry, especially in the marketplace industry, like where n number of sellers can register n number of products, their counterfeiting is very, very prevalent. And 30% of the products are actually counterfeited products, which I can understand as a statistics. So that is very much concerning for sellers, concerning for a brand, because when the counterfeiters actually implement their strategy to bifurcate the brand's products with their products, it does not only dilute the brand's propositions, it also have a huge financial loss.
Yeah.
And statistics say that it incurs a loss of 1 lakh crore in a one financial year.
Okay.
Because of this counterfeited products, and especially in the e-commerce and quick commerce world.
Okay. Like you're talking about the monetary loss each and every industry is facing. It also hampers the brand's image as well, if I am
Yes.
not wrong.
Yeah.
So how what are the solution that you have from your end to stop this, being the monetary loss or maybe the brand image that's been hampered? So what are the solution that you can offer?
Yeah. So when I talk about brand reputation and the impact of brand reputation due to counterfeits, uh, it has multi-folded reactions. Like you think like you are handling domestic markets, which is India. Then there are brands who also exports to the global level, like in US or EMEA or Middle East, right? So counterfeiters are very, very active in South Asian markets, especially in Vietnam and China. So when I talk about my clients who are specialized in domestic market, so what I suggest to them is, of course, to have a solid supply chain, because the infiltration happen in the supply chain level. I handle a lot of domestic drug clients, pharmaceutical clients. In pharmaceutical clients, the infiltration of different counterfeiters are huge, because the compositions of different drugs are same. They use same kind of atoms and create a different products. In apparel market, it is huge, because people want to have those branded products in lower price.
Yeah.
So that means that authenticity somehow gets diluted, because 31% people really want to have those products. They are willingly buying it. So sometimes it's not the brand who are responsible of not having the proper mechanism of security, but it is also sometimes the customer's intention to buy those products in a lower cost. So first is creating the customer awareness is first strategy which I implement to make them understand the implications of consuming a drug which is not authentic, or using an apparel which is not authentic, or having a shampoo which is not authentic. So different way, like FMCG, pharmaceutical, every industry has a different way of tackling it. So understanding customers and mentality, and then creating the awareness is my first strategy. Second one is, of course, having a lot of technology to make sure that counterfeiters do not get a chance to infiltrate their product. So using QR code, using RFIDs, using blockchains, we want to ensure that the supply chain is solid. You understand the source of the product, the origin of the product, all the handovers which happened throughout the journey of the particular product. So these are the two major things, and there are a lot of other things like having a financial check, having a distributors network, trustworthy, so that they also actually
Get
give
you.
you the feedback on real time, and you take protection and the quality assurance on every level. Because when you talk about tier 3, tier 4 cities, so this happens more because the customers are not very well educated, and they are really not having that kind of brand awareness. They really want a shampoo. They really don't want whether it is a Tresemme or whether it's a Head and Shoulder. They just need something like Tresemme. So and if somebody packaged it like a Tresemme, so they really do not read it, they just buy it.
Right.
So on that ground level, having that person who is actually doing this dealer handling and making sure that he's a trustworthy loyal guy is very important.
So like recently we were talking about consumer awareness.
Mm-hmm.
So these fake or counterfeit products not only hamper the business, and also sometimes in pharmaceutical sector it also hampers the health of the consumer. So could you please expand upon the consumer awareness? How is it going to reach to up to the consumers that they should go into that authentic product rather than the counterfeited products?
Yeah, so I'll talk about one FMCG example, like Ashirwad Atta. I just want to take the name. So Ashirwad Atta has a lot of challenges in terms of tackling counterfeit products. And, they are handling this in a different way. They have those, QR code on their packages. But having those packages also is not helping, because there are a lot of companies who are creating those static QRs, and, also having their Ashirwad like packages with this QR code. So sometimes, as a consumer, you and me are also not very familiar with the technology that I have to scan the QR of my package, which I just bought from the grocery store, to understand or to figure out whether this is an authentic product or not.
Yeah.
Sometimes that awareness is not with us, the educated lot, right? Just think about the tier 3, tier 4 city where they are having an impulsive need of purchasing something. So the consumer awareness will start with some storytelling, some kind of digital ads, or some kind of marketing campaigns, like Ashirwad Atta I was just talking about. So they have started a campaign called Likh ke dega kya.
Yeah.
So they have started that, which means that they are trying to target those mass who are buying from this unorganized market, Ashirwad and Ashirwad like products. But this kind of messaging will make them aware of certain facts about the originality or certain facts about authenticity. But it is like a long way to go. As of now, we are far behind to capture the market and read the mindset of the customer and making them take a conscious choice products.
I guess yes, change is a very slow process kind of
Yeah,
thing. So yeah.
yeah.
So one more thing I would like to know from you: how important is collaboration between brands to promote this consumer awareness or to promote the anti-counterfeited product? How important is collaborations, or
It's
maybe the government initiatives that
yeah, it's
that's come?
uttermost important right now,
Okay.
because like I was talking to brands who manufacture cigarettes. In cigarette manufacturing process, you can understand that when you go to a store to buy a cigarette, if you're a cigarette consumer, you will say, you'll ask that I need one particular piece of, say, icebergs or something, right? So you don't see the package also. So you just get the product which you will be consuming. So that means they can do a wrong packaging and you will still consume it, because now people goes by the flavor of the cigarette, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So that means that collaboration is needed at every level right now. One is from the regulatory side, where they need to have a push so that this kind of counterfeiters get a lot of punishment. Because as of now, what happens is that when somebody is caught uh, as a counterfeiter, so the question comes to the actual brand, the original manufacturer, and they are asked like, proof that this is not your
These are
product.
not yours.
Instead of questioning the actual fraud maker, you are questioning the original guy.
brand.
So they also feel hesitant to go and file a lawsuit against it. So a lot of such incidents happen in India, and a lot of incidents got hidden because of that. So that means we need to have 1 + 1 = 11. That means we have to have a collaborative environment to have this menace tackled.
So one last question: how important these kind of conferences like authentication and traceability conferences happening right now. There are many more conferences that's happening all around the country. How important does this conference have in this industry to tackle those counterfeiting products?
I think this is a very, very interesting question, and this should have been the first question, by the way,
Sorry for
because
that.
because the way this has been organized today, like I had last session today, and then I just started with that. Uh, by and large, you all have understood what is traceability. By and large, you have all understood what is authenticity, because every aspect of the session have those, key nuances of making people aware of it. And that made all of us who are just speaker or a delegate or a listener a lot of perspective, lot of understanding of the industry and the challenges the industries are facing. Also, we also get to know about the technology which are coming up and what which are tackling,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
This
yeah.
is a forum where like the technology speakers are also speaking, also the non-technology speakers are speaking. So it is like a physical and digital mix, plus people are also sharing their experiences
Yeah.
of fraudulent activities. So this kind of forums really help, because the first initiative starts at home, and this is basically our home. Like, this is a forum where we know more about
Yeah.
traceability and authenticity. And thank you, TAF, for organizing it, and I hope that they organize more such events to make us more aware of the things which are happening, and take us to newer high by all the possible technical implementations and strategic implementations.
For me as well, I would like to say this on record that for me as well, this conference was highly informative for me. There are many more solutions from different companies that I never knew of.
Yeah.
So it's a very knowledgeable kind of knowledge sharing
Yes.
platform
It
kind of
was
thing.
it was
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
And there is second day, so I hope that tomorrow
Yeah,
will
yeah,
be
tomorrow will be
another, we'll
some
get
some
greater
some new
insights about it.
some new innovations maybe come our way maybe.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you for
much.
your time.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yes.